What was the purpose of the countdown?
All right, folks. So
sorry, good intro.
52, and as you can tell, HDR Jack in the lower right corner has been drinking since about 11 a.m. So this should be a heck of an hour, I'll tell you that. So, howdy, folks. We are playing with the little countdown. Did anybody see that other than me?
I think just the four of us.
We did. Thanks, Bob.
Well, that's it. We got to do the. All right. Will it work that time?
I think it worked.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. I am BoDean 52. Hope you are well. I am your host tonight, and we're glad to have you here. Hope everybody has their drink of choice. What is everybody drinking on the panel today? Whit, what is that?
Good old Spotted Cow.
Spotted Cow. Jack?
Fat Tire and Michelob Ultra because I'm trying to watch my waistline.
I am drinking Sam Adams because nobody really drinks Coors Light. Colin, how about you?
I think it's for a certain reason, because before we got on live, guys, I said it's been a rough day here. I ran out of beer, and I only had 2 beers left in the fridge, and it was like really deep down, like where you keep the raw fruit and the steaks at the bottom. Well, I found 2 of these. Oh,
Coors Light.
Perfect.
So I've regulated myself to the Coors Light. Not a fan of this, but I will drink it. It's a salute to you, Bob.
That's fresh mountain spring water in a can.
That's right. Hey, that you have it in your house is actually impressive. What's not impressive is that you only have 2 beers before a live feed. That's not real good planning.
I think its sell-by date was 1988 on here.
Hey, Colin, we've been doing these since March. It's every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Just to remind
Yes, sir.
you.
I screwed up.
Add it to the list.
Exactly. Well, hey, welcome everybody. As you can see, Whit, you just told me this too, right? Meza. You would think I'd be able to figure it out. I asked her if we call her Whit or Whitney, and she says it doesn't matter. So I asked her what her folks called her when she was bad. And what did you say?
It was both.
It was both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both too.
All right. I know that I was Robert when I was bad. So, Colin, you were probably always Colin.
Did your folks use the middle name when you were bad?
Yes,
I
actually.
do want my kids, if that counts.
Yeah. So my middle name's Scott. So it's Colin Scott. It wasn't just Colin.
Thanks for that positive feedback. Now that's gonna be in my mind the whole time. Thanks, Jack. How about you? Mary still calls you by your middle name, right?
She calls me Smoke. I don't know why. That is, but hey, his video came on. My wife Whit has this thing about Sean Smoke and his voice. His video came on the TV. I cranked it up to 90 so she'd hear it in the bedroom. She came running out. Is that my Smoke? I was like, yeah, and that's who it is.
Yeah. There's no cigarettes in their house, just a Sean Smoke.
Just a Sean Smoke.
That is kind of it, right? So hey, big welcome to everybody. Colin, you are admin today, if you don't mind. I think that's the appropriate word to say, is you are the administrator of the questions.
Yes, I would be question boy.
You're question boy, basically. So how's the group coming in, Colin? We look like we got a good group so far.
We have about close to 45 people already joining us. So we got a lot of people already in the side chat. So thank you all for joining. A lot of the same names that we've had before in previous weeks, and we do appreciate it. Toby, Tim, Donna, Robin, let's see, Motor Ramblings. I know there's Randy Rides. We got a lot of people on here, guys. I know there's a lot more that joined, but thank you as always for taking the time out of your Sunday to spend it with us.
Yeah, and Jack, you could always get a dog like Randy has and name it Smoke.
Yeah, no. See, I had a dog before, but you can't travel, so we don't. We have a cat. We like to call him Cigarette, not Smoke.
Well, hey, Whit, first of all, thank you for being on, and we'd like to start with you. Tell us about you. I think you and I, when we did a little prep session, I told you I'm not sure how I stumbled on your channel, but I've always been a huge fan of yours, and just glad to have you on as a guest this week. So tell us a little bit about you.
So I guess I've been riding 2 full years, I guess. We got our motorcycle endorsements about 8 years ago, but I took probably a 4 5-year hiatus once I had my son. But now that I'm full into riding again, that's pretty much my focus of getting out and adventuring. So this full year, I've been trying to motovlog and promote kind of all of the adventures that I do local and out of state. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Awesome. I am going to go get a tattoo after the show too, because you got some nice ink there for sure. That is for sure.
I ride a Sportster. I should have said that. I ride a Sportster, and then I also have a Fat Boy that's technically my husband's, but as of this year, it is mine as well. So I have 2 bikes in the garage.
That's right. If he's not here with you, right, that's your bike. So
my bike. Yep.
We're gonna let you talk about that here in a little bit. We're excited to hear that. So, Colin, you have a different shirt on today. I'm used to the normal show shirt that I don't think you ever take off.
I had to represent Whit and Jack with the military. This is an old shirt. This is the Navy. Let's see, Navy Chief Ride to the Wall by Washington D.C. It's 2012. I'm surrounded by a lot of military folks out here, so thank you guys, both of you, for your service.
Wrong brand, but you got the shirt on. It's the
close enough.
Tell us about yourself, Colin, since we don't know much.
I'm surrounded by the Navy, so I have a Navy base right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Nice. You want to introduce yourself, or is that it?
I guess I could say a couple words, couldn't I? My name is Colin.
We can move on.
No, it's all right. I know you've been waiting all day for it. My name is Colin, and I go by Broncoride on YouTube, and I ride a 2017 Harley-Davidson Ultra Limited. Right, Jack?
That is correct. Now,
I did not.
You turned it into an Ultra Limited.
I did not. But I know I have a Street Glide Special, but Jack likes to think it's an Ultra now. Just got to add a couple more things, like speakers, lowers.
Is there really anything else that you can add to your motorcycle?
Oh, yeah. Suspension.
Extra battery.
Yeah.
Another battery for all the lights, suspension, new tires.
When we were all riding in the Alleghenies, I rode behind Colin, and I had a seizure every time he hit the brake light because there's so much lights going on. So thanks, Colin. Jack, how about you?
Well, at least you can keep up with Colin, because when I rode behind him, he cracked the throttle. He was doing Mach 5, and all I seen was dust. And I figured if I stayed in the direction of the dust, I would be pretty close to where he went. So,
you guys are giving me a bad name, making me out like this super aggressive rider.
I'm not giving you a bad name. You just got a badass bike, dude. I mean, what am I gonna tell you?
Bob's the same way. He was like talking about how I was aggressive in one of his videos. I think it was. I am probably the most take my time. I'm enjoying life type of rider.
Well, you rate, Grandpa. I have a few more videos talking about you being aggressive. So you just
thank you, sir.
That's right. Hey, everybody. Whit, thanks for being here. First of all, I really appreciate you coming on board with us tonight to try to keep these guys straight, because it's hard. I mean, it's really hard.
Or I might instigate and keep it going. So
that's right. There's a lot of energy on that side of the house. Wait, that side of the house over there. That side of the house. Just like Hollywood Squares. You're like, where is everybody? Right. So, but hey, everybody, welcome back once again to another live stream. I am HarleyDayRider, your good friend HDR, and I ride a 2018 Road Glide. Yep. Ultra. Yep. See that, Colin? Ultra.
I heard you, sir.
With the lower fairings and the water cooled and, all the cool stuff. But no, your bike it's badass. That's all I can say. I mean, it's got that stage 3 kit in it, and he cracks that throttle, and all I see is his RPMs jump up, and the bike just goes. So
the thing does get up and go, though.
It does get up and go.
Fun,
welcome, everybody.
Fun bike.
And then we pedal faster to try to keep up with them, right, Jack?
Like Fred Flintstone.
Thank you. I'm BoDean 52. I go by the name of Bob, and I will tell you, to make Colin feel better, I do not think that Colin is an aggressive rider. I think what Jack said is his bike is built for it, and it's fast. And Jack and I are just trying to be close to him as we can, right? So
one day it'll happen. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, we pulled in the hotel like after a ride. Colin shired, laid up on his shorts, drinking a cool beer, and we're just going in. I'm like, damn, dude, how long you been here? It's like an hour.
So now I can call your therapist back and tell her I told you that I really didn't think you were
We do have a couple quick questions for Whit, if that's okay.
That is totally okay. We are here for Whit tonight.
Who's that girl? Whit, how many tattoos do you have?
I guess 5, but they're very large ones. Like I would count this one as one, this one as the other one. I have a large eagle tattoo all the way pretty much from my butt to my knee, and then I have 2 on my hip. So
you are cool if you don't know how many tats you have and have to count them. That's all I'm saying.
When's the Harley tattoo coming? That's next.
all right. But I have plans for another one.
Well, Steve Ledbetter asked, can you put what tattoo? Where's the HDR tattoo on your shoulder? Are you going to get one?
Who? Mine.
No, Whit. She's like,
no, probably not Whit.
All right. We ready to roll?
We are ready.
All right. I spent a lot of time in research with these questions. So I tried, by the way, since fortunately Whit is like Colin and I, and she was good with having the questions beforehand. Jack, of course, as many of you know, does not like the questions. So I made sure that there were 3 or 4 questions that would stump him and that he needed to research and he could not answer.
How can you play Hollywood Square if you know the answers? You can't.
Really?
Yeah, you can't.
All right.
Okay, stump away, brother.
You just wait, brother.
I'll text you dirty messages after the show.
All righty. We're gonna start with Whit. So hey, fall seems to be closing in. I noticed it the other day, at least here in Michigan. I would say that some folks in California and other places are saying it's still hot as heck. But what changes have you made or do you plan to make for your gear? And then how do you store your bike in the winter?
I'm still in denial. It's like June, July timeframe for me, but it's not. The leaves are starting to change here, which kind of stinks because it's just a reminder that winter is coming and I don't want it to come. But chaps, pretty much, extra layers. I'll ride until I can't ride, which is probably until October, November. And then if it gets down into the like 10-degree weather, I'm probably not going to enjoy it any longer. But I'm going to try to see how long I could ride for. But if not, I'll store the bikes in the side of our garage, make room for the snowblower, and winterize the bikes. So.
I'm sorry, Whit. I was listening to you until Jack got up and bent over for the camera.
You caught that too.
I know.
I thought he was going to show us a new tattoo, but a
free show.
You didn't see my errors, did you? You know?
Wow.
You know, like Ireland, my errors.
Hey, brother, you're working out. You're looking good.
Hey,
and Whit, you are from Wisconsin, right?
Yes, from Wisconsin, central Wisconsin, so pretty much middle.
Awesome. I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, so yeah. Randy Ride says winter sucks because where Randy lives, there's like one day of summer, one day of fall, one day in spring. So I get that. Colin, how about you? What's the gear plan for you?
Well, first, gear-wise, I mean, I have a heavier jacket, but I plan on keeping that textile one. It's a 3-season jacket, and my favorite type of riding is the fall. So this is kind of like just the start of a great season for me. You're coming out of summer, the leaves are changing, and it's still a couple more months. I'll be honest with you, I haven't the last 2 years or 3. I didn't winterize the bike. Even though I'm not a cold weather rider too much, I did get out early. I think 1 month I did January, then I did an early March, but I don't winterize the bike anymore because I plan on getting on it. It was pretty mild winter the last couple of years. I don't change too much gear except for probably a heavier jacket if it gets like super cold. Once I got those heated grips, that made a big difference. That definitely helps. Like once it gets down like 35, 40, my hands still freeze, but it's much better than not having them.
Yeah. Jack, how about you?
Well, that's why I had to get up and show my backside to everybody. So what I did was, you got to buy this stuff, guys. Let me see if we can, turn around. There it is. See that? Hot wired. So this is a jacket liner and heated gloves. They plug into the bike, so keeps you very warm. I don't have to layer up or anything. I just wear my actual jacket that I always wear, the mesh jacket, and wear that. It works great. Unlike Colin, and people laugh at me every year because I did a video once about winterizing the bike, and then the very next day I actually did a video and took it out. People were like, "How many times you winterize your bike?" I said, "Well, when the gas gets low, I put a little fuel treatment in it, but I don't. The bike stays road ready all year, because one year I rode at Christmas. So you just don't know around here. So
Jack, I think you and I do that on purpose, because we never know what to do with not making videos in the winter, right? Because I think last year I decided to count. I winterized mine 5 times.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. So we should be like Colin, just go, I'm not doing it, because
that's when I knew right away when you started doing it. I said, man, I'm going to really get along with this guy really, really well. Now Colin is like, you guys are my 2 best buddies. Don't winterize your bike.
He's one of the 3 amigos, or the 3
amigos. You don't ever winterize your car, right? I mean,
or should we call us the 3 distinguished Harley men? Something like that. Something.
We gotta come up with a name.
We need folks in the comments to come up with a name.
How about the 3 true non-posers? Because we ride all year.
We asked.
We're thinking of doing a meetup in Colorado, probably in January. So think how much snow Colorado will have, but it will be a blast, and it will be some good videos.
Yeah, is that the one Colin's putting together?
Yes, it is. It's in January, folks. So if you want to come out.
That is awesome. I will tell you, I'm a mesh jacket guy, and I realized the other day that the mesh jacket needs to go to the leather. So I'm in leather at this point, and I have heated grips, Jack. Just so you know, in case you ever wondered.
What's heated grips? I don't know what that is.
So I have heated grips I put on gear. Jack, on the otherwise, just sits on his bike and puts a whole bunch of wires to him, and he's all of a sudden warm, and hopefully doesn't trip when he gets off. So
yeah, but I feel like the bionic biker.
Just one question, Jack. Have you ever really tripped over the wires, or almost tripped over the wires?
No, you really can't. But honestly, when I stepped off a few times, I forget to unplug, but it's got a quick disconnect. It will just pop off. So,
oh man,
but yeah.
I don't want
I'm killed to see that.
I don't want him to get hurt, but I do want him to fall on video.
No, Bob, when I'm going to go into your store, when I'm going to go in Sheets, sometimes I'm so excited to go in and get a burrito that I just jump off, and there you go.
Exactly. By the way, I was having a conversation today, because I normally get tagged in Instagram, maybe, no kidding, 5, 6, 7 times a week on somebody that stopped at Sheets. So I'm not so sure that me doing the whole Sheets gig when I was riding in Pennsylvania was real smart. But thanks, guys. Yeah, winter is coming for many folks, and I think there's Pete says, and I think Pete's like, it never gets cold down here, right? It's probably still warm. So
I was going to say, you guys, real quick, if you watch the Game of Thrones, it took 5 seasons before winter to come. So 5 years before winter came.
Wow.
Did you ever watch it? No.
Mm-hmm.
No, you guys are missing out.
So, hey, can we talk real quick about Smyrna Cowboy? We like him, but he's saying we should call us the 3 loners. Dude. All right. Can we all take a break and go unsub Smyrna Cowboy? Just kidding. Just kidding. He's an awesome guy. Check out his channel. So, all right, Whit, let's get to you.
Sure.
A month or so ago, you did an iron butt challenge alone. By the way, you drove through my state.
I know.
You didn't say hi. I didn't see no damn wave, so don't give me a wave. But what the heck inspired you to do that? And tell us about that experience.
It was probably like 9, 10 o'clock, maybe even 11 o'clock at night when I probably rolled through, though.
Okay. Hang on. Good recovery.
And I have the certification. I just haven't opened it yet.
Nice.
So
wow.
I had to wait probably a good 2 months. I probably got it about 2 weeks ago to get my actual verification from Iron Butt. But I guess I had a couple days, 3 days when I was supposed to do a conference for my photography, and it got canceled, and I still had plans for babysitter for the kiddos. So I was like, all right, well, what do I want to do? And I knew I had to kind of stay close by, and I wanted to ride the bike. I've always wanted to ride around Lake Michigan. And so that was kind of my starting point. I was like, maybe I could do this in like 2 or 3 days. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I could do the Iron Butt Challenge and see if I could attempt this. So I rode my little sporty. It's a 2003, so it has is it frame mounted engine? Is that what it is?
Yep.
I don't know the difference because that's pretty much my bike and what I'm comfortable on. But I started at 8 o'clock in the morning in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, went through Illinois, and then came up through Michigan, and then hit the Mackinac Bridge at like 9 o'clock at night. So right when sunset was coming down, which was fantastic. But they also had construction on the bridge. So I was in the left-hand lane on the metal grading, pretty much going that entire, was it 4-mile length for that bridge?
At night?
Grading.
At night on the grade. Wow, good for you.
So that was slightly terrifying because but the rest of it, I rode the top part of Upper Michigan around that evening time frame, and then had to make up a couple miles. So I went all the way up to Munsing, and then realized that the 24-hour gas station there did not have gas, and so that gave me a little bit of a hurdle because I had to stop with the bike every 100 miles. That was the plan, because I could push it probably 125, but I didn't want to get to the point of not having any gas whatsoever. But that was my only risky moment, where I rode all the way up to Munsing, had to use my fuel container, and got back down to, forget what it is, whatever city that's just south of it, that starts with an M, in Michigan. And then I found gas there and pretty much rode all the way to Green Bay. But that 3-4 o'clock mark when I was doing the iron butt was probably the hardest, because I took breaks and I was moto vlogging. So my breaks were 30 minutes, probably even longer sometimes. And so it was good throughout the portion of the day, but that end in the evening, I was up for 26, 27 hours. And
Wow.
There was some interesting moments when I was riding on the freeway going 80, 90 miles an hour and barely any sleep. So I had to stop at the gas station, a quick trip gas station here, took a nap on the picnic table for about 5-10 minutes, probably closer to 15. I don't know what it was. Got up, felt a little bit better, and then finally finished 7 o'clock back in Oshkosh the next day.
That's amazing. Did you feel like you were on pace the whole time?
Pretty much. I started out okay, but there was a lady that once I started my verification process, she wanted to talk with me. And so I didn't leave until like 15, 20 minutes after talking with her. And I guess it's a Midwestern thing that I just wanted to keep
talking.
Nice person. I don't know. So I always felt like I was a little bit farther behind, but still on pace with how I had laid out. Because I guess I went nerd mode and put everything into an Excel document, listed like each stop I was going to be at, how long it was going to take me. So I was strategic in that point, and I think that's what helped me finish my iron butt, because if I didn't, I would have taken my sweet time and wouldn't have made the 24-hour mark. So
you did I tell you what, if you did a great job on that video. I mean, I was like, I think it was not correct me if I'm wrong, it was like a 20-something minute video.
It's 45-minute long.
Actually. It was a long video. I remember watching towards the end. I'm like, she can do it, and like you were dying, and it was cool. So if you haven't had a chance, guys, make sure. I don't know. I think you posted it about a month ago, something like that.
Yep.
Make sure you check out that video. It's quality, and you talk about all your pros and cons of the trip and kind of what you're going through. And I think, how many gas stations do you have in that video?
16.
Yeah, you're stopping. It's like next one, another gas station, another gas station. Yep. Geez, she really has a small tank.
I do.
Well, hey, Whit, congratulations, because I've talked about it. I have a touring bike and I won't do it. So congratulations. You done a Sportster. You should get double the awards and triple the payment from Harley for saying a Sportster can tour. So
Absolutely. But now that I've rode some of the touring bikes over this last month, I thought to myself, why in the world did I do this on this bike? Like, part of me just had this second thought, but you know what? That's what I was comfortable on. That's the only bike I had, and I was just gonna attempt it with what I've got. So,
what was your drink of choice to pep you up when you were tired?
I'm water pretty much through and through. So I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Some tea, but yeah.
Bob doesn't either. So he lives on Diet Coke.
People of character don't drink coffee. I think that's fantastic.
Oh, Colin, we got to go. We have no character. Colin, we got to go.
That is awesome. Very, very impressive. I don't know that.
I am really impressed.
I don't know if I could do that.
No, now that I've started it and I've got my certification, I'm always looking for the next one. I could have done the bun burner, which is 1,500. So because the next day I took a nap at the hotel, got up, and I did about 600, almost 700 miles and went up to the Northwoods and came back. So I probably could have done the whole iron, like the saddle sore and the bun burner. But just decided not to.
My butt's too old. I'd come back and have arthritis in my cheeks. I don't want to do that.
But I want to.
You talk about the ones you showed us earlier?
Yes, those cheeks.
I want to upgrade to a touring bike eventually. So I want to do that. It's 48 states in 10 days. Eventually I want to do that because that's one of the Iron Butt challenges. So you go through every state in the US in 10 days. So
very impressive, lady.
Very nice.
Sure.
We'll see.
So, hey, this is for everybody. You know, YouTube brings many folks together. So tell us about maybe your favorite channel that is not in the United States that you love watching and why. And who's your favorite?
You want me to go first?
Please.
Okay. I'm not sure if he's on here, but Dad and Mad. I absolutely love those two. Coming from being a mother with little kids, just watching his relationship with Mad is just absolutely adorable. And so he just posted a video and Mad got her first like electric bike. And so it made me super happy. And I'm just kind of gravitate towards the dad, daughter, and like mother, son, whatever it is, little kid relationships with bikes. So
yeah. Did you see how excited she was with that bike? And I just want to get her autograph now before she's a star.
Absolutely. I sent him over candy for just like pretty much shits and giggles, and just seeing her reaction with some of the like Starburst and Skittles and whatever else, it was fantastic for that.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
It's cool. It was cool watching that today.
Yeah.
I know a couple of us are probably going to use her. And we've talked about her before, Norley, Itchy Boots. Phenomenal. Like right now, she's doing the whole trip around Iceland. And just seeing like the different places she goes through and goes to on her bikes, and very, very interesting. Plus, I like watching, like, you know, it's weird, like because Australia is different. So like in the winter time, you know, like in December and January, it's the summer there. So like you always watch like Australian type vloggers and stuff because they're like, oh, it's 80, 90. I mean, I know they use Celsius, but it's, you know, their summertime. And then like now it's winter for them. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think right now it's cooler in Australia.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So it's always, you know, neat watching those type folks throughout the world. You know, usually I watch channels I can understand though. So, you know, especially the language, that's important.
Yeah.
That is for sure. You know, by the way, there's some names coming in for the group, just so you know. The Skivvies Boys is not going to happen.
Yes.
No, that can't be. No.
Not happening. Not happening. So, Jack, how about you? I know we follow a lot of the same
ramblings.
Mine would have to be the Asus and the Indian. Her name is actually spelled Aussie. She's 73 years old. She rides an Indian motorcycle across Australia touring, and she goes everywhere. Her husband died, and she said, you know, the only thing I got left is his Indian motorcycle, and I'm going to make the very best of it. And it's pretty good stuff. I think you'd really enjoy it.
That's cool. What's the name of that channel again?
It's the Aussie and the Indian. She rides an Indian motorcycle.
So
doesn't she do the show with Motorcycle Mama? And
maybe.
I think that's her. Maybe not. So
this one's in Australia, but does Motorcycle Mama go to Australia a lot?
No, but they do a live feed like us, Jack. And
they do live, and that's quite possible. I don't know.
Think she's a part of that. Group.
That's very possible.
Part of that group. So. You know what? I am an Itchy Boots fan as well, as you guys both know. We've talked about it before. I love $1 Million BoDean. I think the guy is super, super cool. I think he's hilarious. I think at the end of the day, he has intent on helping men that struggle. So I think he's kind of cool when it comes to that. But, you know, there's so many people that follow us that when you turn on the video, you know, that's a great thing about being YouTubers, that you turn on the video and it looks like they're driving on the wrong side of the road. And then it kind of hits you because you get to know them. And so we have a lot of people I know that we follow our channels that are awesome as well. So, all right, Whit, I've really been waiting for this one. Tell us about Sturgis. So you go on an Iron Butt and then you decide to go out to Sturgis?
Well, I had all of these like planned out. And I technically was in Sturgis, but I wasn't in Sturgis. I was there for one day, maybe a day and a half. I went the Wednesday before the rally started, and I tried to get a rental for multiple days, but after that Friday that started the rally, you had to have the bike for at least 5 days, according to like Eagle Rider. So I had Wednesday, and I was trying to get Thursday, but they couldn't get me the bike. So from 11 till 5, I rode. I started out in Rapid City, went down to Mount Rushmore, and then came back up and then I did, Custer State Park, did the Needles Highway, came back up, did Spearfish Canyon, and then through Deadwood. I rode through Sturgis just to see what it was like. And it wasn't as many bikes as what I've seen some of the live videos and the video streams during the actual rally part. So I was kind of thankful for that. But just to be there, that I said that I was there, because I've never been to Sturgis as of this year. So
now wait a minute, you did an Iron Butt challenge and you did not ride your bike to Sturgis.
I did not.
Did you have a limited amount of days, maybe?
No, technically I didn't. I actually car camped, and so I took my little Kia. I kind of built it out so that I could put a single mattress, blow-up mattress in there, and
nice.
To like be a nomad almost. And
yeah,
so I camped out in the Badlands the first night. And then after my rental, I had at least 4 or 5 days and decided, you know what? I don't really have anybody or anything here holding me in Sturgis. And I continued to go west. So I went through Bighorn Canyon, and then I met up with another Instagram friend that I've never met in person until that day. She had an Indian Scout and a Sportster, so she let me borrow her Indian Scout out in Idaho and Wyoming kind of border. And we rode through the passes through Jackson Hole. That was like fantastic, cool riding too. And then I decided to come back. So I went through Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, and then came back to meet up with some of the moto vloggers on Sunday night, was it? Sunday night. And then I had to come back Monday for the kiddos.
Very nice.
What was your favorite ride? What road?
Honestly, I really enjoyed the Jackson Pass out in Wyoming. I enjoyed like Needles Highway to an extent, but just the grand view of going through some of those passes was fantastic. And being on that Indian Scout, I didn't have a windshield or anything, so I kind of felt in the middle of it all. So
that is awesome. That is awesome.
So I pretty much made it a Western trip more than Sturgis per se.
So Iron Butt and then the Western trip. Notice how I invite people that are a lot cooler than the three of us on. Did you guys know?
Way cooler. I mean,
way cooler.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel a little inferior.
I do too.
That's why we're taking our wives this year to Wyoming. Well, next summer.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I wish I spent more time out there for sure. But I rented a lowrider 2019 out in Sturgis, and then I did the Scout Bopper out in Wyoming, Idaho. So,
Jack, is that where we're taking our wives?
Yep, Wyoming.
That's fantastic.
Wow. Okay, we should probably tell them at some point, right?
We'll let our wives wear our padded underwear. Then we got it made. They'll be like, "My butt is so cushy." It's like, yeah.
I'll send you my pair from the Iron Butt that I didn't use, so it should be good.
You didn't use it. Oh, Colin's not going to be your friend now.
Wow.
Colin actually bought us all a set and sent them to us. He was so nice.
Bob, please mute Whit. For a
you can't mute a guest. What's the matter with you guys?
So hey, first of all, Whit, congratulations. Both the Iron Butt and your travel out west, you did videos on those. So check her channel out. It's in the description. Again, you can see how cool of a person she is. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute, but check those. She has a lot of those videos out, so check them out. So, all right, this is for everybody. So the three of us are monetized, and Whit will be there in a minute, right? Because of how much her channel is going. You know, there's a lot of channels that have memberships. I know, Jack, you asked a question recently of some folks on Instagram. There's affiliate marketing. There's merchandise. There's super chat. What's your thoughts on that stuff? Let's start with you, Whitney.
So I've got a ways to kind of build up there. I started in April of this year, so hopefully I can get to that point. It's always, from being a marketing person, it's just kind of a next goal for any I guess, social media side of it. But I want to, I guess, see what's out there when I do get monetized. And I don't know. I think merch would be cool. I've kind of have something in the back end floating around in my brain that I'll hopefully share within this next year once I get things rolling. But I just kind of have to build up to that point yet. So
I can't wait. That will be cool for sure. How about you, Colin?
I mean, I more power to people that do all this stuff. I think that's great. I mean, if they want to, promote their channel through memberships, affiliate, and merchandise, and go for it. I think monetizing, we all know, is not something you're going to retire off. It's something that'll fill a tank of gas. Last week, I think on our stream, I was like, what is this? I think it was a Blacktop Devil gave us our first super chat.
Yep.
Like, oh wow, I'm really rich now. I got $5 or 10. So, but it was cool that someone took the time to do that. Even though they don't have to. I like the super chats. I mean, I might do merchandise one day. I haven't really done it. I know a lot of people do. Right now, I think just doing the channel and Instagram and all that stuff that takes up a lot of my time. Now you're going to add a different layer of doing some of these different things. I mean, one day I might.
Yeah. How about you, Jack?
I was very, very super disappointed. I put that out on YouTube. I don't know if you guys know, you can put a poll on there. You can put a blog post so I put a poll out to say that I was offered from YouTube to start a paid membership on my YouTube videos for, special videos, blooper reels, HDR garage videos that no one else would see. And I put that out there. And right now I got 1% out of 90 people that said they would be willing to. The other answer was, I like all my basically stuff for free on YouTube, and I wouldn't pay anybody anything for it. So, but I think that's where we're at in the world, is as we're giving stuff away for free, nobody's going to pay for it now. It's just not going to happen. So unless you have to be a certain person, I guess, or a certain brand. As you said, Whit, you're in marketing.
mm-hmm.
I don't have that branding. I can't brand anything. HDR is just an HDR, right? I think Bob says it best, that the grandfather of logging. So it's some old shit guy on a motorcycle that rides around and talks about things that really nobody cares about, and they're not going to pay me for it. So it's very clear. If
you had a shirt that said Godfather.
Godfather.
A picture.
But it was kind of disheartening because it was very clear, your shit's not worth anything. So it's like, all right. So, but anyway, so I'll just keep doing it for free 2 days a week. I have fun doing it. As Colin said, when you do become monetized, you may get enough money for a tank of gas. And I'm talking if you have a 3.5 gallon tank. Ours is 6, so I got a little chips them in. So, but that's my take on it anyway.
Hey, if you start getting something from the grandfather of motovlogging, I better get a percentage, dude. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, you started that, right?
I did, because you are older than me. So
yeah, by 2 days, man.
Doesn't matter, dude. You're older.
Mom, just because mom had me first and then had you next because we're twins, doesn't mean anything.
I had to push you out too. You're a pain in the ass even then.
You were kicking me in the head like, get out of here. You're like, go buy a Harley.
You know what? I'm a lot like Colin. I don't, when this first started coming out, my initial reaction was, I'm never going to do that. But you know what? I think anybody that does that, good for them. They should do it if it works. I think, Jack, to your point, is there something extra that you can give, or there's some sort of value to doing that? I'm probably never going to do that, right? But Colin, you're right. Merchandise may be good. I actually think I added super chat to this. I don't know if I did or not.
Obviously, you did.
Yeah, you just got $5. Watch next week when I'm hosting. Next week when I'm hosting, I'll get -15. They'll be like, "Pay me, sucker." I'll be like, "All right, I'll pay you."
Oh, that is sweet. His private chat said to me, just make sure we'll give you $5. Don't let Jack stand up again. But
that's right.
No, I appreciate that. And you know what, Colin, I think you and I were actually talking about how we do this, and maybe between the three of us on the live chats, we'll do it. If we do that, we'll add the money together and give something out to somebody, right? Because that's not why we do this stuff, right? We definitely don't do it for the dollars. We do it for the fun and give each other a hard time, right? So
what's he talking about, Whit? Why is he saying that stuff? He knows he wants money.
Blacktop, I know you just joined, but before you got on, we talked about thank you for last week, and we kind of got into like the whole super chat thing. So I don't know if you heard that or not.
We did buy that guy last week new internet. We sent it to him in a can. It's canned internet.
So hey, you know what? We joke a lot, but this next question is for you, Whit. Okay. And this one's kind of important and a little bit serious, right? You know, you are part of an Army family. You have a husband that I'll let you talk about where what he's doing right now. I know he was recently there. He showed some really cool pictures of you and him and the kids, and you know, just thankful to not only him but you, because you're a part of that gig, right? For sure. So, how do you tell us about that, and whatever you're comfortable sharing or not sharing, and how do you do that? How do you do all this stuff and keep your shit together?
So when I met him, he pretty much was already in the Army. So I met him in college when he was in ROTC, and his father was actually an ROTC instructor. So he comes from an Army family. So knowing him and his family, I was kind of be invested in the military regardless. So from then on, I just kind of made that commitment, like this is going to be a part of our family regardless of whatever happens. And so I don't even know how long he's technically, I don't know how long away he's from retirement, but we're pretty much going to go straight through until he can no longer probably be in the Army, because that's kind of what he is and what he enjoys the most. So I roll with the punches and deal with the times that we're not together, which this year is kind of a lot. He left probably middle of summer and came back for leave. Thankfully, we're able to do that. COVID has thrown a wrench into a lot of things when it comes to that, because we had envisions of we could go out and visit him because he's technically on orders. He's not on deployment right now. And so have a little bit more flexibility, but it's just making things a little bit harder from the COVID side. So I don't know. I just kind of deal with every single day, and that goes by super quick if I'm busy and keep busy. So I've got lots of freelance jobs and work and writing and live chats to do that kind of make things go by faster. But when you do get time together, it kind of you enjoy each other's company. And so when he was here on leave, we chilled out, we relaxed, we spent time with the kids. My biggest thing was we're going to go and ride. And technically his bike has a broken petcock for his fuel that we haven't fixed yet. So we rented bikes and 2 new bikes that we haven't ridden before and enjoyed kind of that side of it. So you just make do with what you have and enjoy those times you do have together. And I think for me, the sweetest reactions are like when you get back, like when he comes back home, it just makes things a heck of a lot better. So, yeah.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Thank you for what, your support of him and what he does for us. So that's very thankful. So, and before we move on to rapid fire, Colin, did I have Whit on camera the whole time enough for you to go to the bathroom?
You did.
Okay.
Did you notice, like, while she was on, I had to mute myself so you guys didn't hear that midstream?
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
I should have prolonged this. You should have let me.
If you were going to keep talking until he was back, because
I could try.
Here's what's weird. It's like when I'm on the bike, I have an iron bladder. I mean, that thing, I can ride for miles with like packed to the gills. I get it home, it's like a quarter of a beer, and I'm like, all right, I'll be right back.
Hey, you put saddle soap on your seat. I noticed mine's waterproof. I could pee and it runs right off. So don't ride behind me too close.
Yeah, because bottles fly out the back of your bike, and apparently other stuff too.
Oh, that bottle is awesome.
All right.
You recognize Pete's 1800 for the underwear gang rolling on padded tushy. Oh.
Yeah, I've heard paddle boat boys. That ain't happening. I heard ball cap bikers. That's not bad.
That's actually not.
That is not bad. We may have to consider that in the run.
What was it again? Ballless bikers. I don't like that.
Jack, you were good for 45 minutes, dude. What happened?
I just dropped off the cliff here. But
remember, this is the HDR channel. That's the wholesome guy. Remember that. So when
that's right, wholesome.
He's just normal like all the rest of us, right? So, all right, you guys ready for rapid fire?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Riding season is slowing down. How long are you going?
Till there's ice on the road, pretty much, which, yeah, we'll see.
December.
Till the salt hits the pavement.
Amen. So, Colin, if it's like 80 in December, you're not going to ride?
I'll be riding. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be riding in January if it's 80. If it's probably 40 or 50, I'll ride.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple years, the last 4 or 5 years, I've been able to go out on the 1st of January or so, which is always cool. So, yeah, I'm with you. It's the salt, right?
Yeah. The salt kills the bike, man.
It really does. So, all right, favorite genre of music and your favorite group?
Oh, I'm an 80s person through and through, so 80s rock and 80s country. My husband makes fun of me, but I love Travis Tritt, and then I love Journey. So,
wow, like it.
Yeah,
I got like that song. Don't stop, believe. I can't sing. I'm not gonna even try.
Yeah, but you know what?
Then his voice gets real high, like he's like.
Ever since Steve Perry left, though, Journey's no good. Well, and Jack, if you're going to sing, I really am going to mute you.
Like he got kicked in the balls. His voice goes real high. Like, and you know the guy from Journey's Korean. You know that. That's who that guy.
Well, that's the replacement guy. That's not.
Yes, that's the replacement guy. Right.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's like B.
He is really good though.
Yeah. How about you, Colin?
More 90s rock. I have a bunch of different. I've told you guys this. I've mentioned it before. My favorite band by far is U2. I've seen them in concert, I think 7-8 times now. Phenomenal band. I've been following since the late 80s all the way till today. But wow. I like 90s rock.
Jack?
It would have to be the Blues, and my favorite group right now is Samantha Fish. Look her up on YouTube. She's amazing. She plays almost like a hard rock type blues. It's really, really good, really entertaining.
I did not know you were into blues, man. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice. Very nice. I am, I'm actually surprised with that you like Journey because I'm a classic rock guy. So I grew up in the Journey, Little River Band, Bruce Springsteen type, Bob Seger. I grew up in Michigan, so Seger.
Oh, Bob Seger, good.
Yeah, so I love that music. But my favorite band, believe it or not, is Third Eye Blind. I love Third Eye Blind, kind of like you do, Colin, your band, right?
Yeah, the old 90s, they had a lot of good groups in the 90s.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Would you rather take a trip alone? Let's take your spouse out of it, right? A trip alone or with another bike or a group?
Since I did an Iron Butt solo, I'm pretty much going to go trip alone. So,
yeah.
I mean, we all ride probably alone the majority of the time, but I would much prefer to be in a group. I mean, small group, like 3 to 4 tops.
There's two sides to that coin. We've done both. The thing is, when you ride with someone, even you guys are pretty much the same as me, unless we tell Bob, hey, Bob, we're going for Chinese food tonight, then we're going to be killed and our throats will be slashed.
Who eats Chinese food?
We actually talk about you, Bob, in an upcoming video about Chinese food. But anyway, just to give that away. But when you ride just with my wife, it's like, we get hungry. We get hungry for lunch at 2 or 3. We just stop, So there's ups and downs. But I do like groups and solo with your wife.
Nice. You know what? I will tell you, I kind of like Colin. I like 2 or 3 bikes. Normally, I think I like the trip alone as much, but I got to tell you what, the 300 miles out to meet you guys, even though it was a lot of turnpike in Ohio, that was fun. I really enjoyed that, just being out by yourself and getting after it. There wasn't worry about anything. It was pretty cool. So,
like Morse code barking there.
I'm muting it.
I thought you got rid of the dog.
Children to come out from the.
Yeah.
All right. I know Whit's answer, but you're gonna have to talk about it. Cowboy boots ever?
Absolutely. I think I felt sassy enough to wear them last week because it was cold enough to do it. So I put on my Justins and I was ready to go.
And you had them on your Instagram page, what is that? Same name?
Yes, same name.
I think she's got some kicking ass boots on there for sure. So
yes, I've got them from Texas, so I can't go wrong.
I got it.
I still have people that when they hear my YouTube name, they think I'm a cowboy and like I wear, cowboy boots and stuff. I've only been on a horse probably 5 or 6 times in my life, and I've never worn a pair of cowboy boots, if you could believe that. But the horses, I love getting on the horses, but I just haven't worn cowboy boots. But I'd give it a try. I've worn a cowboy hat, but not the boots. So I'm somewhat, but I'm definitely not a cowboy.
You have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I don't have one. I've worn one.
Oh.
Was it like a Halloween party or something?
If we send you one, will you do a video on it with you on it? With it?
I bet you he looks cute like urban cowboy, like woohoo!
I don't know if it was years ago. It was one of my first videos. I did a horse vlog where I got on a horse and I vlogged while I was on the horse. It was actually a good time. And I was like trying to talk to the horse and making it move. I'm like, come on, dude, go.
I can see that now. Come on, dude, go. That's what we tell horses to do, right?
Myself and Bob has a great horse story. When we were in the Amish country and the horse and buggy was pulled up to the gas pump.
That was freaking hilarious.
I turned and looked. I said, wow, where do you think that gas nozzle was shoved into?
Yeah, I just couldn't understand. We drove by a gas station. It must have been Sheets. And there was a horse and buggy up next to it. I'm like, Jack, you got to explain that to me, dude. I don't get it. So Jack's like, he's filling up his butt. So
he's filling up his butt.
You know what?
I test.
You ever wear cowboy boots, Jack?
I did about 20 years ago when I was doing something, and Mary doesn't even believe this. I used to take line dancing lessons. and that was a prerequisite. You had to have a belt buckle so you can put your thumbs in it, and you had to have cowboy boots so they would clap on the floor. Yeah.
Tell me you have video of that.
Yeah, dude. If you do that, I'll join membership of your channel.
That was before video was invented. Remember, I'm the grandfather.
Break them up.
You know what? I have never wore cowboy boots. I've worked at a place where everybody was kind of a little country, and they used to make fun of me for not wearing them. But Colin, you kind of had a flashback of a horse. My first time I ever rode a horse was on my honeymoon. I really didn't know what I was doing, and it took me about 5 minutes into riding the horse that I realized you're not supposed to wear sweatpants. Yep. So thank God we lived together for a while before we got married. But all right, moving on. Ever watch YouTube at work, Whitney?
Technically, most of my work is freelance, and I'm here at my office. So, yep, absolutely.
And you do the photography thing, right?
So I'm here editing photos, and just something in the background is always nice to have. So
awesome.
Few and far between. If I'm on taking a break or lunch, I do definitely.
Got it, Jack.
Really, in my new job, I can't. There's no way. My old job, my boss used to pay me 7 hours a day to watch YouTube or edit videos.
And you worked one, right?
And I worked 1 day a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea. Switching jobs.
What were you thinking? The new job. Yeah. You definitely don't have enough time today for that.
You know what? I will tell you that I was going to tell you that I don't, but I think I sent Colin and Jack a picture the other day in my office while I was watching Jack's video. So that would be a lie.
I was like, I want your job.
Yeah.
So occasionally I will, but not very often. So. All right, Whit, this one's for the group as well. Worst vegetable on the planet. Oh.
Celery, hands down.
Oh, no, that's my favorite when I'm drinking.
Oh, gross.
Really?
Brussels sprouts.
What? That's my other favorite.
That doesn't surprise me at all on those two with Jack.
You need to, okay, so here's what we do with Brussels sprouts. We chop them up nice, and then we put bacon
and throw them in the trash.
And you throw the Brussels sprouts in there and you saute it up and then you add a little bit more of the bacon bits in it. It's fantastic.
I thought you on the stove, or you put them in the oven and roast them.
Really?
Or is it on the stove? Hello?
I think so.
Oh.
We lost them.
Jack, what don't you like? What's the word?
Well, I guess if mushrooms are a vegetable, it would be, until about a month ago. Mary said, try this, and now I kind of like them. So I don't think I have any vegetables I don't like.
You're so easy to influence. I'm with Colin. Brussels sprouts. Just something wrong with those. I don't know.
They are the best, guys.
I think you should give them to people that you don't like. It's like Chinese food. Who does that? Really? right?
Chinese
Brussels
people.
sprouts need to be banned.
Exactly. I think we could start a protest. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
No.
Newest YouTube channel you are watching.
I don't remember her full YouTube name, but I think it's Jen. She's out of California. She's actually a yoga instructor, and so she's sharing a lot of her like prep from what she does to keep her body healthy in order to ride too. So shout out to her. I guess she just started within this last month or two. So
does your body have to be healthy to ride? I gotta quit riding because I am way out of shape.
We're out.
But there's like some stretches, some things to do on and off the bike, and so
that's good.
Can you imagine the three of us trying to do yoga?
Yes, I think you need to do a live chat with this, and then you'll definitely.
We had a hard enough time getting
Not
incentives.
gonna happen.
We had a hard enough time getting incentives to connect. We can't do yoga together.
I'll send her over, and she can do like a tutorial or like a class for you guys all together.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
you know, bring her on. Send her to the show.
Jack, I think the hotel employee that walked by the room when the three of us were in the room trying to get our Sennas probably figured that we were going to do yoga all together.
We walked out of the room with our helmets on. She looked like, are you people them people that slam your head into the walls? It's like, damn right.
She kept walking by though, so you knew she was laughing at us.
She was
Colin,
laughing.
Colin, how about you?
There's a channel. He's my other hobby is woodworking, and a channel called Got It Made. He calls himself the redneck DIYer, but he's based out of Tennessee. Guy's amazing with woodworking, and so I've really gotten into him.
Awesome. I've been watching Jack. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip there, brother. How about you?
Well, first of all, Colin, thanks a lot for wasting more of my time, because I think it was last week or week before you said, I watch this guy that talks about businesses that fell, and I started watching about Kmart and Sears, and now I kind of get wrapped up in him. He's really good.
Yeah, company man.
Yeah, but no, the one I've been doing, the newest one would have to be Mr. G 1965. He has some amazing stories. He's funny. He just invited me to a ride at the back of the Dragon. I couldn't make it this weekend, but yeah, he's a really super good guy.
I think he was in the side chat a minute ago too.
He was in there a little bit ago. Yep.
He is pretty funny, and he's the king of shout outs too, by the way.
Yeah, he is the king of shout outs.
I think he was just out with Blue Boyk and Doyle, so a good video there. So, for me, I started watching a channel called, I think it's Send It Steph. Mm-hmm. She's in Connecticut, rides with her fiance. She used to be into dirt ride. Now she's into street ride, and she used to be a passenger. Now she has her own bike, and I think she's a cool channel. So check it out. Hey, if we can, for the four of us here, if we can just kind of let's connect on the ones that we've been talking about, favorite channels and what we watch, and then I'll put it in the comments section so people can keep an eye on it, okay, and go to them if they want to. So, all right, a few more here. Do you like music and videos?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
It's a good transition as long as if the entire video is just music.
Sure.
Kind of over somebody riding. I think it's good to have some vocals in there, but definitely good transitioning between starting a story, then go to music, then talking again.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I've watched a lot of videos, obviously, like you folks do. And if it's all music, I unsubscribe and I ditch it because, and I understand some people's like, I can't get my audio right. Well, then don't motovlog. I mean, motovlogging is talking to your audience, letting them know who you are. But I do like the transitions. I know Mary, my wife, always talks about Colin and BoDean, and now Bob's doing the drone stuff. And, he starts talking, all of a sudden the drone's flying over their bikes and this lovely music is playing. And she lights some candles and brings flowers out because, it's beautiful. So very, very cinematic. Colin, I'm not BSing you guys. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I think we like your wife more than we like you, quite frankly.
I know. She'll be on the show next week. Be like, where's Jack? Be like, he's cooking dinner.
That's right. That's right. You know what? For me, and Jack, it's funny because I know that you're not a fan of music, to just kind of what you talked about. I've been starting to put some music in, but making sure that I'm not overdoing it, especially with the drone. So I think a little music is appropriate and is good. So,
and I have one coming out next Sunday, I think, and there is some music in it. So I'm learning from you guys because remember, Whit, my wife always tells me, how come Bob and Colin's videos are so cinematic and yours looks like a cartoon clip? I'm like, so I have to get better. I mean,
well, you get a little cocky, she's bringing you back down. So, all right. Other than, of course, me, who's the coolest YouTuber you subscribe to? Not necessarily the channel, but who do you watch it just like, other than Whit, because she's really cool after tonight, but who do you watch that you're kind of like, man, they're really cool?
Oh, I think we have children coming in here. Haley Divine.
Let's see if they can answer this.
Hi, honey. You need to go.
She's like, Mom, I want dinner. Mom, dinner.
Bring them up. Let's see them.
Mom, chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets, Mom.
Hi.
Hi, little one.
Can you say hi, Blake? You're on live chat right now.
You are now a superstar, little one.
So who's your
You hit your feet? Oh, I think you'll be okay.
Hit the super chat button.
That's that scary HarleyDayRider.
That crazy HD.
We lasted an hour. That was probably our limit.
They did well. Who's the coolest?
So Brad and Haley Divine, they're out of Utah, I think. They've been YouTubers and done some of the blog stuff for so long that I've been following them, but they've just created their own to live in forever future house out in Utah. So I love following their updates to what they've done to their house.
Nice.
Very cool. Colin?
It's funny is it's not a motorcycle channel, but I disagree with some of the things he said in the past, but his videos in general, he's very big. His Neistat, I'm a big Casey Neistat fan. I've always watched his videos and I enjoyed. He tells great stories. Just the way he films it, you could learn a lot from that guy. So I don't know if I'd call him the coolest, but he's probably someone I enjoy watching and kind of like someone I've always watched for the last year or two.
So you're basically not going to answer the question, is what you're saying. Okay.
I just said it was Casey Neistat.
Okay. All right.
Are you saying I'm deflecting?
You just kind of said he's not really the coolest, but no, I get it. He's got a great channel. When I started watching him, I didn't like him, and now I think the guy's great. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
you learn a lot.
Sometimes he gets a little political for me, but you know what? I mean, it's for the most part, the way he films and the way he does things, it's actually pretty impressive.
HDR, how about you?
Well, I should really say Broncoride because I mean he's the coolest. We spent some time chatting the other day, but I'd have to say for videography and the way they handle their channel and them being so much like myself and Miss HDR, it would have to go to Mr. and Mrs. Blacktop Devil.
Yeah.
They don't do traditional moto vlogging. Like they do not have cameras on their helmets at all. They wear a quarter helmet, both of them. But they do a lot of stuff off the bike. They like to go to breweries and wineries, and that's what we enjoy doing. So it's very good. It's enjoyable to watch them.
Yeah. Now that you took that away from me, I was going to say Blacktop and the Mrs. as well. But I'll tell you who I really think is just not only from a channel perspective is a cool guy. And I think we had him on, a couple weeks ago, Colin, is Mario of Two Wheeled Riders.
Yeah, he is cool.
The guy does garage work. He rides all over the place. He's just one of those guys that you're like, I know we did we had a little session, the four of us that he did, what was that, a week ago, Colin? Jack?
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah. So he's a pretty cool guy too as well. So 2 more questions and then we'll do some wrap up, Colin, see if you have any quick ones for us. So favorite fire pit food or drink?
S'mores, but with so Quick Trip makes these brownie cookies. You do 2 brownie cookies, marshmallows, and fresh strawberries. So that's my s'more. And then an old fashioned to both.
Now there's value right there. That is a tip. I love that.
Yep. It's my goal.
Steak. I'm going to stick it on a freaking thing and hold it right over the fire.
Really?
You've never cooked steak on a stick?
No.
Neither have I, but it just sounded really
It must be a Rhode Island thing. He lives in Rhode Island. They do things a little weird up there.
No, man, I love doing the hot dogs and burning them, like getting them real crispy. That's the best. S'mores are great too. I agree, but I like hot dogs.
Yep. Jack?
Mine is I like cooking macaroni over the fire on a stick. It's really good. If you've never tried that before.
Macaroni and steak.
Look at Whit, like, who the hell is this guy? He's a weirdo. No,
Please, it's just almost over.
Actually, no, I'm with Colin. I like the hot dogs. You kind of burn them up a little bit, or like a marshmallow, kind of blacken it, catch it on fire.
It's the best when they catch on fire.
Favorite drink is anything that's next to me in the ice chest.
There you go. There you go. Well, I for me, I like the s'mores too, but I'm the same as you guys. When you're out at hunting camp and you're done putting a hot dog on a stick that you cut out of the woods is always seems like a winner. So, all right, last one. Have you called and checked on somebody lately? Right. I mean, it's we don't normally get too serious, but there's a lot of crap going on in the world right now, and I don't know if you've been able to do that and make sure that you do that. And I don't know, Whit, if you have any thoughts around that.
Every single, like the start of the month, I always kind of plan it out. So if there's a way that I can schedule a Friday evening or something like that to FaceTime, even though I'm not right in their general neighborhood, if they're states away, still find that time to connect. So you got it.
For sure.
I try to reach out to my folks as often as I can. So, seeing how they're doing and checking on them, and they're checking on me too. And I love, like Bob, you always say this at the end of your videos, right? Check, make sure you phone a friend or check in with a friend. It's totally true. It's cool. Like the bond that three of us have, that we talk, God, almost every other, it seems like we talk every day now. Every other day we're texting and talking. And, I think, Jack, you made a very heartfelt video this morning about BoDean and how he's been there for you and Henry. And I thought that was cool as hell that you did that. Talking about, and that's what it's all about. It's like reaching out to people, letting them know that you're there to support them and you're there to listen. And especially, like you said, with all this crap going on in the world and, listening to people. I mean, like especially, you got all these people out in California right now that are going through the fires and Oregon and, stuff like that. It's crazy.
For sure. Never know what somebody's going through, right?
Yep.
How about you, Jack?
It's funny because I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. It's funny with these two guys because my wife will be like, matter of fact, I got a group text. I was visiting my mom today. I just did a video recently about my mom telling me that thank God I visited her a couple Sundays ago because if I didn't come, she'd have no one to talk to. So I'm kind of making it a weekly thing now, every Sunday to go hang out with mom and visit her. We went today. So I'm sitting there talking to mom. My phone's going ding, 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 ding. It sounded like a slot machine. And Miss HR said, "Who's that?" And I looked. I'm like, she's like, "Is it your boyfriend's?" And I said, "Yep." So I said, she said, "Why?" I said, Colin's getting some work done on his bike, and Bob's out riding with his wife, and and so we talk.
Jealous again.
We talk all the time. I mean, and it's great to have friends that close, so that you can reach out to. So, but yeah, I mean, we don't really have to work really hard to check on each other because we talk to each other usually at least. Colin's right, every other day at least.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I love how both you guys talk about your parents. As somebody lost my parents when I was younger, man, love them and hug them all you can, right? So, and even folks that I followed on Instagram or we follow each other's channel, but I don't see them posting a video or they're on Instagram. Sometimes just a message is all that it takes. And right after this show, I know I'm going to call Pete's 1800 because he's a little butthurt. I haven't called him. So, Pete, I've been thinking about you, even though I haven't called you, brother. I just wanted you to know that.
He said that already. So once I've been a guest on your show, now you just forget about me. See, Whit, that's how it is. Whit, if you need friends, reach out to myself and Colin because Bob will not remember you tomorrow.
If not, I'm driving up to Michigan.
Well, hopefully you'll stop this time.
I will.
So, hey, I just wanted to say, I know we're running a few minutes late. A huge thank you to Whit. You are awesome. You really cooled up the place, and your channel is awesome. Folks, check her out. The link's in the description, and you'll kind of fall in love with what she's doing. She's a good person, has great videos, and making sure we're supporting her. I'd encourage you to do that. So, Colin?
Whit, kind of like what Bob said a second ago, you seem like you're really down to earth and you're real. And that's what's great about this motorcycle community. And sorry about the no swearing thing, but you don't meet a lot of dicks. You don't. And the people we've had on this show, sorry, Bob, people we've had on this show most likely fit the bill. And people like you, and I'm not trying to give you a big head, you just seem like you're like very down to earth person that just enjoys life and enjoys riding, and that's what it's all about. So it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and thank you for being on the show tonight.
Absolutely.
And Whit, once again, as my full man crew has said here, we are definitely honored that you came, and I honestly didn't know. I'm sorry about your channel. You probably didn't know about mine until you met Bob, and Bob started talking to you. And so there's so many YouTube channels, it's hard to maintain all of them. We do our very best. Bob is Bob calls me the grandfather of motovlogging. Bob is the grandfather of YouTube. He watches everybody's everything all the time. And he loves it. So, but yeah, thanks for being on. And as Colin said, you are a very real person. That's what we like to have on the show. That's why we've never had the big purple dinosaur we talked about in the pre-show, Barney, on, because he's not real. He's a figment of your imagination. So, but thank you very much. I'll let Bob wrap it up.
Whit, your final thoughts?
No, this was fantastic. I felt like I was hanging out with the guys, and I love that we can do this from multiple states in different areas and from pretty much all around the country. That's what I like gravitate towards, is getting to know people and the motorcycle community, working in it, and then meeting and starting this moto vlog and kind of meeting other moto vloggers. It makes your life better from that end of it. So I'm glad and very thankful that you guys had me on for this sake. So
for sure. Well, hey, on behalf of the three of us, the Ball Cap Bikers, thanks everybody for joining us. Hey, make sure to be safe on and off the bike, and reach out to somebody. Just say hi on your way to work or your way to the grocery store tomorrow. So thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.